I am direct to a sugar buyer from Mumbai.
Are you the buyer or the buyer's mandate or just connected to a buyer?
I am direct to the buyer through my partner's brother. My partner's brother is a really good guy who has closed with this buyer many times before.
So you are not really direct to the buyer, but your partner's brother is, right?
No, my partner's brother is a really good guy. He has a buyer he has closed with on several contracts over the past 2 years.
Okay, so you are not direct, you are 3 people removed from the buyer.
We are direct to this buyer. He is looking for high C sugar.
High C's sugar. Has he bought High C's sugar before?
He buys 10 to 15 vessels a month of sugar. He is one of the major publicly traded companies in India. They have over 32 billion in cash assets with 2,100 employees. They are very serious people doing 100 billion a year in total sales.
Who is your buyer?
I cannot tell you that. My brother's partner needs you to fill out this NC&D first to disclose any information about our client.
This is a $100 billion publicly traded company, but you need an NC&D first?
Yes. I have a copy of their contract they need to use.
We have our own contracts.
Yes, but they insist on using their own contract.
What procedures do they expect?
They must see copies of the original documents. Then they will issue an MT-103-23. Then you send them documents. When the vessel arrives, they will unload the vessel and have SGS review the material, then send a wire transfer by SWIFT to your bank.
We do not accept conditional SWIFT payments. No bank does.
They are not issuing a conditional SWIFT. They are sending an MT-103-23 and are paying by wire transfer.
Do you know what an MT-103-23 is?
Of course, I am not a jackass broker.
Maybe you can tell me in your words what an MT-103-23 is.
It is a proof of funds for the buyer.
Can you tell me what an MT-199 or MT-799 is?
TTHEMT-799 is a blocked funds instrument. I am not sure what an MT-199 is.
So you clearly know financial instruments. Let us go back to why they would send a wire by the SWIFT system. Do you know the difference between the SWIFT system and the telex system?
I am not an idiot. And my partner's brother is a really good guy who is direct to this buyer and sells them many vessels a month of product.
Since High C's sugar is non-existent, I question how your brother's partner sells to this company 10 to 15 vessels a month.
He cannot find enough product right now. He says he has a supplier who failed him and now he has to make sure he covers himself on a letter of credit.
Why a letter of credit? You told me that your buyer wants to pay by wire transfer after arrival.
That is the MT-103-23. I have seen the instrument myself. Here.
This is a Word document, not a SWIFT transmission.
It is a SWIFT transmission. See, here at the top, it says MT-103-23 SWIFT.
So you think because someone writes on a Word document, SWIFT, that it means it was sent by SWIFT?
This is a copy of the SWIFT my partner's brother, who is a really good guy and would not lie to me, said he received.
Do you know how letters of credit are transmitted via SWIFT?
Yes, by MT-103-23.
But you just told me you think an MT-103-23 is a proof of funds. How is it a proof of funds and a letter of credit?
I am not sure.
Well, a letter of credit is transmitted by SWIFT using the MT-700 or 701. As I said before, the MT-103-23 is a conditional SWIFT payment, as in cash payment, not a transmission of a letter of credit.
So a letter of credit is called an MT-700 or 701?
No, the MT-700 or 701 is the vehicle with which we transmit the letter of credit. The letter of credit is the instrument. The message type is how you transmit the information through SWIFT.
What is a message type?
MT refers to message type. These are codes SED for the type of transmission of varying communications between banks using the SWIFT system.
So what is the code for wire transfer?
There's no code for wire transfer.
Why not?
Because a wire transfer is via telex, not via SWIFT.
So how do you wire money through the SWIFT system?
You don't.
Then how do you wire money?
Through the telex system.
And what code do you use?
There's no code. The wire system, also called the telex system, does not utilize a computer code or message type code. That is how we use the SWIFT. If you want to send cash through the SWIFT system, then you would send an MT103, but you may not make it conditional by adding the 23 requirement.
Why not?
Because banks do not allow it.
But this customer wants to make an MT10323.
It cannot be accepted or issued since October 31, 2009.
But I see these payments all the time.
Then you are looking at fake offers by fake buyers or fake sellers.
But my brother's partner is a really good guy and he has closed with this buyer on many vessels.
I am sure he is, and I am sure he has. I do not believe you have a real buyer.
So you are not a real seller then?
Listen, I will give you a copy of the SWIFT codes and you can review and in a year or so come back and talk to me.
Why are you so rude? I told you I am not a broker. I have my own money. I was in the military as a staff sergeant major and then went into real estate. I had the #1 sales record for all of the offices in Poughkeepsie, Nebraska rural sales zones for the months of June 2003 and August 2005.
That is indeed impressive, but I am finished with this conversation. Please hire someone else.
What other products do you sell?
Again, I am not interested in engaging you or your client. Thank you for your time.
I have a buyer looking for MTNs. He is connected to the top of the Department of Homeland Security. They are looking for slightly seasoned notes.
We are set on Orbers, thank you again.
What about gold? Do you buy or sell gold dust? I have a buyer looking for 5,000 metric tons of bullion each month. Can you supply that?
No, thank you.
I also have a seller for urea. Can you buy urea?
No. Thank you.
Can you recommend someone for urea?
Seriously, get out of my office.
This is a nice office. I wish I had one instead of working out of my basement. Can I come and work with you? You could help me find a buyer for urea.